Hey, so we have Bitcoin here on July 2nd, and we're on the daily chart here. We're just going to dive straight into it. So we have we had a trend line that was, forming right here with these two touch points. This right here. You could even call this a third one if we extend it right here. And this is a decent level of support that we had, but we obviously did break down right there. So we have to readjust these lines. Now the trend that we're following is something like this with this touch point and this touch point right there. Yep. So we did have a bounce off of that. So we validate that touch point there. Having two touch points at this point confirms a downward trend, and it's a level of support that the price action will react to. So we just note that right there, and then we'll place our upward or our top downward sloping trend line right here. And here we have a descending triangle. These patterns break out. They have a 68% chance of breaking out. And the way they do break out is we could take the low to the high, and then we put this around where price action is acting right here. And then that's a target of around 56,000. Let's see, we adjust that. Yeah, around 56, 57,000. This is an approximation, and it will take some time to get here. At this point, it's looking like just from this line right here, drawing out of this trend. You could place it right here. All this stuff. It's more of just a random spot that we put on right where that downward slope meets the price action, and yeah, that brings us to end of January 2023, that we could see, a pump up to 56,000. And, this kind of goes with, the downtrend that we're going in. We're in a bear market at the moment, and we're just trying to do some technical analysis to see where we could dig ourselves out. And this is a potential move to the upside. This does break out more likely to the upside. In the case that we did break down to the downside, we'll place that right here, and we'll just put a line. I mean, yeah, we're talking negatives at this point. So, it's not gonna go negative. It's not really possible for it to do that. But we'll negate that at the moment. But if we do break down from this, we keep breaking down from these support lines. We're gonna keep testing these lower levels, and then we'll look out to the left, and we'll see where we actually have some support. So we'll mark those as horizontal lines right there. This is more of like a macro view of what we got going on here. To make these resistance lines a little bit more precise, we can actually pull up the VRPV, and we'll place these, put the support lines is what I meant to say. We'll place these actually right where we have high ticks of volume. So yeah, we'll just line those up, and then we'll take off the VPVR or VP, whichever way it's pronounced. Boom and boom. One right there. All right. So we'll make these red for resistance, just so we have a clear picture of what we got going on here. This is the daily chart. So, this is not going to impact us, right away. But these are support lines that if we do break down from different patterns that we have like a likelihood to bounce off of. So we do have a good amount of support down here. And, the last level support we're talking about is $4,000. So, we have decent touch points on the way down. But at the moment, we're gonna dive in a little closer to see what we got going on here. Before we do that, I actually just want to note that the daily SRSI is coming down. It was in the overbought region, and now we are, coming down. We could actually see a see a path of the price action come down, touch that support, bounce up, and that would coincide with the SRSI, coming down and then getting a bounce up. So, that's just something how it lines up right there. These are just probable actions if this support line holds. We could, not break this bottom and then, continue to the upside. But one thing that I am noticing as we zoom in here is we are having a little bit of bullish divergence here. We have more of a flat line on the price action. However, the RSI is angling up. So whenever you have the price action and the RSI diverging away from each other, in this case it's more of a flat and this is up. An obvious divergence would be price action going up and then the RSI going down. Those two, they kind of counteract each other. That would be diverging, action right there. So in this case, this is a slight bullish divergence that we have here with the price action going flat, RSI going up. So we could see some potential bullish price action, coming to test some resistance levels at this point. Let's dive in deeper. We go into the 4 hour, and then we'll make our trend from here. One thing that we can do as we zoom out here is we can take a resistance line from up here. We start just dragging that out here. And this could act as a downward sloping top trend line that we got going on here, just in the smaller time frames. I know I did have, this one as our daily, but now that we go in a little closer, we can see, a more zoomed in view of what we got going on in the smaller time frames. That's going to be our 4 hour top trend line. And we can zoom in a little further, and we got something going on like this right here. And at the moment, on the 4 hour, we did find some support. So we have, this is a bear flag right here. This is a bear flag. It's more of a symmetrical triangle. However, we're coming down from previous lows. So this is looking bearish. We put that right where the measured move would be. And this, wow. Wow. The target for this one is around 6,500. If this breaks down, there is a strong potential that we come down. The things that are helping us at the moment are, this support right here, and then all these support, lines going down. Those are all possible safe spots to be buying into, but this bear flag right here on the 4 hour is definitely pointing to the downside. In the case that we do go up and we do see a bounce, we could bring this up here. And this is a symmetrical triangle, so it does have a 50-50% shot of going up or down. However, it is coming from downward price action. And it is more likely that this downward price action would continue in this symmetrical triangle as a continuation pattern and bring us further down. So it doesn't necessarily mean that we'll hit 6,500. However, this is the measured move, and we have multiple support lines that if we keep breaking, we will eventually hit this price target. However, bouncing off of these would give us another, set of parameters to analyze and then see if we could get a bounce up. So at the moment, this is what we got going on in the 4 hour. A bounce up from here would bring us to 33,000, which is pretty good. The thing is, however, before we break up above that, we have these levels of resistance as well as we zoom in on the 4 hour. So we get a little closer to it. These are levels to break before we can actually see that 33,000. So more of a macro analysis of what we got going on, and we'll just zoom in a little further in to get, a clearer view of what's going on in the hourly and the 15. We do see the SRSI curling up, so we could see a pump up and then a pump down, kind of like this. Just projecting up ahead of time, just because we are seeing that SRSI curl in the 4 hour. So we could have some steam up, hit that top trend line, which is also coinciding with some resistance, then come back down. We'll put a support line right here. This is our lower level of the local region. All right, that's the 4 hour. The 1 hour chart. All right. So we could see, the kind of trend that we had going on here. This is like an Adam and Eve pattern. Reason being is we got the Eve. Actually, yeah, this is a inverted Adam and Eve. That's the Eve, and this is the Adam. Adam and Eve, boom, going to the downside. You could actually say it was more like this. Oh well. Boom, bringing that neckline, bringing us down. That's more of a new pattern. I'm not too concise on that, but it is something that has been forming, and yeah, just including that into the analysis there. We also see this trend line that we kind of have going on here. We have multiple touch points. We can actually bring this up here and see that we tried to break out, came right back down, and now we're still trading within this region. We also have multiple touch points coming over here. And yep, we have a falling, this is a falling wedge right here, these two lines that were just drawn, make them gray. Can't really see the difference. But yeah, these two lines right here are forming a falling wedge. Measured move, and we're going to bring that right out here. It's about 21,000. That'll bring us up to the top line of this pattern. We have a lot of resistance around here. This is where price action is, kept bouncing to the downside, actually. So this is another level of resistance. We have quite a ways to get up here, but we'll start clearing this up a little bit. You know what? We'll leave it there for the sake of the measured moves, and we'll come back to this in a future video and see how the price has actually moved. So we'll just drop into the 15. Before we do that, actually, let's see the 1 hour SRSI is curling, potential to curl up, or just potential to continue going to the downside here. So we do have some support lines here that will help us propel up, but if we do break those, we're coming to the downside. So 15-minute on here. All right, we shall zoom in a little more. And let's see what we got going on here. Nothing's jumping out right away. I am seeing a little bit of an inverted head and shoulders right here. Something like this. And we are forming that right shoulder at the moment. So breaking above this 19,500 would mean that we do have some bullish price action. And then this would bring us up to, extend it from the neckline, about 19,800. It's not a big move. This is definitely a smaller time frame to be playing on, but if we do break this resistance line, turn it red. Breaking that resistance line means that we do have potential for positive price action to 19,800. SRSR is getting overbought, but it has not hit the overbought region yet. So do still have some room up to the upside. We could get to this shoulder right here, that neckline, and then come back down, coinciding with something like this. Or we can come back up, kind of do something like that. This would more likely hit the measured move. Yeah, you get the point. As we progress through these patterns, there are support and resistance lines to break. At this moment, we can just project and see what we got going on. At the moment, 15-minute looks like we have an inverted head and shoulders pointing to the upside. We are in a symmetrical triangle on the 1 hour. And actually not a symmetrical triangle. We're on the falling wedge on the 1 hour with the potential to be breaking up. And then on the 4 hour, we're in this bear flag. And then on the daily, we are in a larger falling wedge. So multiple different signs. At the moment, it looks like that we have good support here. However, 4 hour looking bearish, 1 hour looking bullish, 15-minute looking bullish as well. So that's the analysis for the day. This is July 2nd. Yeah, Bitcoin. Tough spot. Trying to find some support. So we'll see. We'll keep analyzing throughout the whole process. But these are potential moves, projected measured moves. And yeah, hope you enjoyed. And yeah, have a great day. Take care.